this is Drunken Housewife Reviews. I'm Sarah, the Drunken Housewife.
And I'm Ian.
This is Ian, my husband and poor guy that tries to keep me on track.
And what are we drinking today?
Margaritas, of course. Always margaritas.
That's a hefty margarita.
It's, if you're going to do it right. And we are interviewing, this is new for us. We are interviewing John Hancock, who directed one of my family's favorite Christmas movies. So I'm so kind of thrilled we're interviewing you in December. You directed Prancer, which I find funny. My maiden name is Riggs. And
Jessica. Yeah.
And so it kind of became our family because it's like, hey, it's about the Riggses. But we are here to interview you about your new movie, which is on Amazon Prime.
Amazon original, correct?
Yeah. Is it an Amazon original or did they just
No, they just show it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's on Hulu. It's on a whole bunch of
We saw it on Amazon Prime.
Sure.
And it's called Girls of Summer. And it's written and starring Tori, are we pronouncing her name right? Titmus?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. So we're pronouncing. Now tell us a little bit about how you met Tori, how you know her, what kind of led to this? Because it's kind of an interesting little story because we saw the background stuff, the behind the scenes.
Oh, you did? Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I was teaching at the Second City, teaching, film directing, and my students kept using the same actress in maybe 10 or 12 of their scenes. And I saw her play a real big range of characters. And I thought, oh, this girl is really talented. And then one of the things I do to teach directing is I will direct a scene for them. So I cast her in that. And I just thought she was wonderful and wonderful to work with. And my wife said, oh, she's going to be a big star. So I approached her about, let's do a movie together. And we ended up writing the first draft of the screenplay together. And then we threw that out and she wrote it by herself. And we ended up doing it. And I'm very proud of it. It's about the drummer in a country girls band who also sings and writes. And it's somewhat based on a Pushkin novel,
Okay.
Eugene Onegin. Some of the story is borrowed from that, but it's really Tori's story. I mean, she used so much personal material in it that it very much catches the flavor of being a young female musician.
Yeah. I will have to. Ian is not a country music fan. But even he liked this movie. So that says something.
Well, it's a very interesting story and a very interesting perspective because you could have used any genre in that.
Yeah.
And it's a lot deeper than I thought it was going to go. As far as I'm not like a big fan of like just straight TV drama, but this was very well involved and complex and complicated and very female empowering, which I really like.
Yes. I like the fact that Tori's character, when we started getting into it, it's like, oh, she's hooking up with this big country star and now he's going to help her succeed. And it almost ends up she succeeds in spite of him because he really kind of screws her over.
Yeah.
And she succeeds in spite of him. And I mean, even he comes crawling back to her to help him out.
She somehow assimilates the sorrow of being rejected by him and uses it to fuel her writing or her ambition.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I did kind of crack up because there's a scene, like I said, he comes crawling back. He wants to record this song with her. And while they're recording it, I kind of turned to Ian and I'm like, she's like hate singing at him. She's like glaring at him while she's singing about love. And she's kind of hate singing to him. It's like, but then she looks at the new guy and you just see that complete change in her face where it's like, oh, this is real. This is real. Whatever he was trying to give me that I wrote the song about wasn't, but what he's giving me is real. But I kind of cracked up because during that scene, she's just like glaring at him while she's singing. And I'm like, she's kind of hate singing to him. But he deserved it. I'm just gonna, flat out.
Well, he played a really good villain. I know that guy per se, as far as I've
probably dated that guy. I think every woman that watches this will see that character and be like, oh my gosh, I know that guy. Either I dated him or a friend dated him and he did the exact same thing to her. So it's a very real character.
Right.
And the dialogue, everything about this is wonderful. Okay. A scene that really got me was the showdown that she kind of had with her dad in the hotel.
Right.
That was just very, very real, very visceral, very, you can see people who are in this situation having that conversation. And
that was improvised. The two of them improvised that. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really? Because that scene, I was like, oh my gosh, there was just so much raw emotion in that scene. When she's like, where's my dad? I'm like, I can feel, her anger, her frustration, her disappointment. To be disappointed in your parent is hard and hurtful. And, and it just, like I said, I'm going to be very interested to see what the future brings for Tori.
I know, I am too. I really think she's a big talent. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not just acting, but I hope she continues writing as well. Yeah. Because like I said, we both know how hard dialogue is to write without sounding stilted and fake.
Yeah. And she's good at it.
Oh yeah, especially drama.
Yeah,
especially drama.
There's a nice scene in a swimming pool with her sisters too, in which the dialogue is very good, and you really get a sense of what it is to have sisters.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they played off of each other very well as far as siblings go.
Yeah. That whole, you really felt the relationship with them. But there is a quote at the beginning of the movie that I found interesting, and I'm hoping I get this quote right, because it's a voiceover at the beginning where she says, depression is like being colorblind and everybody telling you how the world is full of color or something along those lines.
That, yeah.
And I have friends that have, that suffer from depression. I've had bouts of it myself, and that is just like, yes. Yeah, there's no other way I can think of to explain it so that somebody else could really understand it. Because I think so many people think, oh, you're just depressed. You need to get yourself together. You need to, and it's like, no, there's a lot more going on. There's a lot of things you can't really change. You just have to learn how to deal, and so that quote, I was just like, yes, that's a good description of depression. And yeah, I just, like I said, I'm going to be very interested to see her future, and I hope she continues writing. And I'm very glad that you kind of saw something in her and, helped her kind of bring this to fruition. One thing I really loved, I'm familiar with the LaPorte area.
Oh, you are?
Yes. A family friend lives up in LaPorte, and we visited him often. Oh. And, we've been to Michigan City and like all the places that you filmed, which was all just right around the LaPorte, Indiana area. It was kind of fun for me because it's like, oh, I know that place. Oh, I know that place. Oh, I've been there. Oh, I know, And so for people who are familiar with the area that you filmed in are going to be like that. It's, oh, I know that place.
I think it's, is it the 5th movie I've made here? I think so.
I think so, which I like, because I think Indiana is really kind of an untapped area.
God, yes. Yeah.
Because even what is that movie The Fault in Our Stars, which takes place in Indianapolis. They filmed it somewhere else.
Oh, they did.
And
yeah,
I'm like,
exactly. It's like, why would you?
why?
Do that?
Because Indianapolis has so many
Right.
beautiful filming locations.
Well, especially with being that specific.
Yeah.
It's like, why not film there if you're going to mention a small city like that? I don't get that.
Yeah. So
There's a lot of pressure now, to go to a state where they subsidize film, which
Well, that's true.
yeah.
it doesn't at all. So if you can find a city in Georgia that is enough similar to Indianapolis and get 35%
Well, true.
of
Yeah.
the money you spent back from the state, there's a lot of pressure on the producers to do that.
Well, I know that the Indiana Film Commission has been trying to lobby to get that changed. Definitely, because there's a lot of like independent artists here in Indiana that would love to have that changed and be helped out that way.
Yeah. Well, there's a big farm vote that is not interested in that.
True.
Yeah.
And,
True.
a big disappointment to me is, I'm 2.5 miles from Michigan, and actually some of The Girls of Summer was filmed in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that kind of thing, Three Oaks, and they had a very lucrative film subsidy that then they did away with. So everybody relocates from Hollywood or Wilmington, North Carolina, or
Mhm.
New Orleans to Michigan. They all go around, and then the subsidy's gone, and they have to go back to Wilmington or New Orleans or wherever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I think, I personally think all states should do something to encourage filmmakers
Yeah, sure.
to come, because like I
Oh,
said,
yeah.
Illinois has a decent subsidy now, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I do wish that Indiana, because
Yeah.
I mean, your movie Girls of Summer is proof there are so many beautiful locations
Oh, yeah.
to film in Indiana and and Michigan and all that.
Yeah.
And why are we not trying to pull people here? It's like, come here.
It brings money into the community. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because I know this is back in the day. Hoosiers, one of the big basketball games was filmed right across the street from my house.
yeah.
And I was in college at the time, and my parents kept calling, they're like, the flower shop is running out of flowers because one of the actresses loves to have fresh flowers. So they're getting more business. Restaurants
Right. Sure.
are getting more business with, feeding the film crews and all of that. And it's like, just for that one game,
I know
businesses,
Prancer brought a lot of money to LaPorte.
yeah. And it's like businesses actually benefit
Yeah.
when you bring in a film crew. And I think a lot of people are like, oh, but then it brings the crowd and blah, blah, blah. It's for a few days.
Yeah.
Or,
Or a week or
couple of
whatever,
weeks
yeah.
or whatever. And then, then they're gone. But then you still have that
Nice boost to
that
the
nice
local
boost.
economy. Yeah.
And then you can say,
Yeah.
because now I know Memory Hall here in Lebanon is constantly being said, site of,
Right.
Hoosiers filmed here.
Right.
And we even had John Mellencamp come and do a video there because it was used in Hoosiers.
Yeah.
So it's like, bring more people here, because then other
I know
things.
it's a general statement. Some economist said the money that you bring turns around 3 times. I mean, it
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
maximizes the impact on the community. Yeah.
it does. Because I don't think people realize it's not just, Hollywood people coming in, they film and they leave. Well, no, they've got to eat while they're here.
Right.
They've got to sleep somewhere.
Stay someplace, right? Sure.
Yeah. And one of the actresses might want fresh flowers in her trailer every day. So the flower shop, all these businesses will benefit, even if it's just for a few days. But then
Sam Elliott in Prancer made such an impact on LaPorte. He was very, very good with the local community, and he would go out drinking with the local businessmen. And he's a very, very charming, wonderful guy. So, and there were women lined up in the hall at the local Holiday Inn, hoping to attract him.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I can see that. Yeah.
His wife was coming, so he didn't want her to see that. So he had
Oh,
to
that's funny.
get a house for him out in the country.
Oh my
Oh, my
goodness.
gosh.
Oh my God. I mean, I can see that because Sam Elliott, yeah, that man is,
Still, there will be a rumor in LaPorte, Sam might come back.
well,
It's like Zapata. He's in the mountains. He might return.
you never
you go.
know. You
And
never know.
I heard he was looking at a house. I hear, so,
He's moving
That's
here.
funny.
He's retiring from Hollywood
Right,
and moving
right.
here. And
Right.
yeah. But I mean, think about it. He had that positive experience in LaPorte.
yeah,
He, then
sure,
tells two people who tell two people who tell two people,
sure.
and if they had that subsidy, if they had a reason to come here,
Yeah,
then they might be, Sam had that great experience filming in LaPorte, said it was a beautiful area. Let's check it out. So yeah, I totally agree. We need to do something to encourage more filmmakers like you.
who is running the film commission now? Do you know?
I don't know. Do you?
One of the people on the committee is Nathan Bechtold. And Indiana Film Network, Indiana Filmmakers Network has a Facebook page, and you can get involved with that, and you can get all those answers there. That I go through that all the time. I was an actor in a low budget horror movie and stuff like that, so I'm an actor. Sarah's an actor, and writer, director, blah 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 blah. So we try to keep all connected with that. And that'd be the best place to go is Indiana Film Network on Facebook, that group page, and get a hold of Nathan Bechtold, and he can answer all your questions.
I don't but I know the name.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think if there's anything. I don't know.
Gosh, I was wanting to talk about Bang the Drum Slowly.
Yes.
I thought that was very good.
Oh,
yeah, working with Robert De Niro. Now, was that right before Godfathers or right after?
I think that was right before he got Godfather.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He did what's Marty's picture? Not Taxi Driver, but I don't know. He did a picture for Marty Scorsese and Bang the Drum Slowly, and they played on 61st and 3rd on theaters right next to each other.
Okay.
So, and they were entirely different roles. So it was the best possible showcase for an actor you could have, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent in two pictures. And he got Godfather out of that.
Oh, really? Wow.
I can totally
Although
see
he
why.
might have already been considered for Godfather. I think he almost played the Al Pacino part. I don't know. Or maybe some other part. I don't know.
Because I think I'm more familiar with Let's Scare Jessica to Death than he was, because
because that's on our list next, because I just saw the preview for it and you'd already seen it.
I'd already seen it, because
I'm like, that's another reason why seeing all these different projects that you've been part of is pretty well rounded. You don't really kind of specialize too much into one thing. You kind of jump around, and it's very versatile. Yeah.
Something very nice just happened with Bang the Drum Slowly. Stephen Sondheim just died.
Yes.
Yeah.
And somebody found a list of his 21 favorite pictures, and there was Bang the Drum Slowly.
Oh wow!
I can totally. I mean, because it, again, very well done.
But what I liked about Bang the Drum Slowly, it wasn't it is very real in as much as it wasn't like a sports movie. Oh, the underdog's going to take it to the top, and it's very trite, very by the playbook. It just happened to be a baseball setting of this story, and the reality of everything that was involved with it, as opposed to being more of a slice of life rather than a cheerleading type movie, which is done like every other year.
Just because he's dying, he doesn't become the greatest ball player that ever lived, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't win the World Series and then die on home base or something like that. It was, I tried to describe it to somebody as, it's not a baseball movie. It is a movie about baseball players and their lives.
Right.
You know, because when people, baseball, I'm not interested in baseball. I'm like, no, that's what they do for a living. But it's more off the field. That's what you get.
I remember I was when it opened in New York, it got just about as good reviews as you could possibly get. And they were all up on kind of placards in front of the theater, right? Quotes.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I had the fun of going to see there were big lines, you know, around the block and that kind of thing. But the whole line, I was there just to enjoy the line and maybe watch a few minutes of the movie. And they all went in, right?
Mhm.
And then a young couple walked by and read the reviews on the placards.
Mhm.
And the wife said, baseball. And they walked on.
Oh, if only they had just, yeah. Now, Vincent Gardenia was actually nominated
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
for an Oscar for that.
Yeah.
Which he's one of my favorites anyway. I mean, he pretty much nails whatever he's in pretty well.
Oh, he's a wonderful actor.
Yeah. And Michael
Moriarty.
Moriarty, I think is really underrated as an actor.
Oh,
He did an excellent job on that. So yeah, I mean, you've had an interesting career. I mean, there's no doubting that. You've done a little bit of everything. You've done movies, you've done TV.
Uh-huh.
You had a short nominated for an Oscar.
Did, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, is there any place we can find that? Is that like on YouTube or anything, or?
It's not right now. I hope it will
Okay.
be again. I mean, it comes and goes. It's not on YouTube right now. There's no place you can find it.
Okay. So
Okay,
we just
well,
need
if
to
it's
keep our eyes
anywhere,
open.
Yeah.
But yeah, so back to Girls of Summer.
Oh, sure. Yeah. We
Yeah.
got a few more
The
minutes.
current
It's all
thing.
good.
We could talk to you forever about your career. I love listening to stories from Hollywood and all that.
Oh my God, yes.
I volunteer for a horror movie convention. And one of my favorite things, like Sid Haig, who acted since the beginning of his life, I think like 60 years the man acted, loved listening and just, you know, sitting and listening to his stories. I love listening. So I could listen to your stories all day long. But we're here to promote Girls of Summer. And it's on Amazon Prime, and you said it's on Hulu as well.
It's on a whole bunch of
Other things.
Okay.
So it should be very easy for people to find.
Yeah.
And we give it 2 thumbs up. Definitely.
Oh, well,
definitely
yeah.
2 thumbs up.
Good.
And like
Why more about the fact that they went ahead with the girls together playing, and very, very female empowering. But
Yes.
I've got a thing myself for just all girl bands of whatever genre. I just think that's really cool, just having that female influence as opposed to the male dominated thing. It's always something fresh.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like say the Breeders in alternative and that kind of thing. But just them pulling together and doing their thing, I think is very cool.
Yeah. And like I said, Tori is amazing. So if you get a chance to talk to her, tell her, you know, we are so looking forward to her future.
Oh, good.
And what she gets to accomplish, because she can only go up. I mean,
oh yeah, I mean, yeah,
she definitely has talent, and we are so glad that you saw that in her, and got this project made. Because like I said, it's amazing. It's amazing when you think, you know, beginning screenwriter hooks up with veteran director. Yeah, that's like a dream.
We had a good time too. We had a good time making it.
Yeah, and
the music was fun, and I liked the songs.
Oh yeah,
the songs were good. The songs were really good. And yeah, we're fans of it. Highly recommend it to people. So thankful that you, like I said, so thankful that you saw something in Tori, and that, you know, this script got made. It's a wonderful project. It's amazing. How many times can I say amazing?
Well, good. She's a terribly nice girl too, so that was.
Yeah. So yes, we highly recommend it.
Well, is there anything else that you wanted to ask about? since we have him here.
I mean, like I said, I could just sit and listen to his stories all day because that's my thing.
We might have to bring him back and ask.
We may have to just we may just have
behind
to
the scenes on a certain film and just do like 15 minutes just on that if you would be interested in coming back.
Who knows? Maybe we could do like a retro review of one of your other films.
I made a picture with Nick Nolte called Weeds about a prison drama group.
Oh, yes.
We're trying to get a Blu-ray of that out.
Oh, okay.
Maybe when that would be fun.
Yeah. So like I said,
definitely if that happens, we'll bring you on. We'll
talk if that happens, let us know. We'll definitely bring you back on for that.
Yeah, we're like huge film nuts, so we could just talk about this stuff.
And we love finding those little hidden gems that people
that's a worthwhile activity on your part. I think that's great.
But yeah, we like finding those hidden gems on streaming that people might flip past.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, when being older and then you only had access to what was going on at the theater or on TV or what was advertised. Now with the digital age, you can actually go on YouTube and say, "Oh, I missed this. I missed this. I missed this. I missed this." And pick up everything that you
scroll through, Netflix, Hulu, whatever streaming you have.
Exactly.
And
YouTube previews.
Oh, I didn't get a chance to see that in the theaters or whatever.
DVDs or whatever, or VHS, or it's amazing of how much you miss growing up only because you had so much exposure. And with the digital age, it just seems like there's so much exposure to all this cool stuff.
Yeah, I say so much exposure, or your parents didn't want you to see it.
That's true too.
I have to say, we've gone back and seen a few. It's like, well, mom and dad didn't want us to see this. I wonder why. And then you watch it, and it's like,
oh, that was really good. Okay. I'm glad that I can see why they didn't want us to watch it. That was really good.
But Girls of Summer, I think I would say it would be appropriate for like teens on up.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
definitely.
Definitely 14 plus.
Yeah, definitely 14 plus. So yeah, we're highly recommending people go check it out wherever they can find it on whatever streaming service.
And also this is going to be, we're going to take the audio and go and put it on. We also have, like I said, this is our first video podcast, but we have our audio podcast already on Spotify. Drunken Housewife Reviews, and we'll be taking the audio and putting it for the audio version as well. So, and we'll promote the crap out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's wonderful. It's a pleasure talking to you.
It's a pleasure talking to you too. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Okay, great.
Thank you. Bye. I'm gonna stop.
Hey guys, that was John Hancock, and again, check out his stuff. It's really great. Like I said, we're going to be putting this stuff on our audio podcast, Drunken Housewife Reviews. We don't have an alcohol sponsor yet. We're looking for one. Hey, if you want to, support her drinking habits, I don't have a problem with that.
Dwayne Johnson, you have a tequila company, and tequila is in margaritas. So hook me up, dude, and we'll push your tequila. I have no shame.
Check out IMDb, John Hancock stuff. You're not going to be disappointed with anything.
Exactly.
I've not seen a clunker yet.
No, I have not.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.